moments in their history. On the 10th of May, Blur released their second album and one of the most important in these early days of Britpop, Modern Life is Rubbish. While 3 weeks later, Oasis got on the bus and caused quite a lot of fuss apparently at King Tut's Wah Wah Hut, where they barged on stage, played 4 songs and got signed to Creation by Alan McGee. Well, that's what some people say anyway. We will look at both of these topics and more, but first off, as always, let's look at what was happening in the news. On the 8th of May, Lennox Lewis beats Tony Tucker by 12-round decision for the World Heavyweight Boxing Championship. On May the 15th, the 38th Eurovision Song Contest takes place. Niamh Kavanagh for Ireland wins singing In Your Eyes. And on May the 20th, the 274th and final episode of Cheers airs on NBC.
Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You wanna be where you can see our troubles are all the same. You wanna be where everybody knows your name. You wanna go where people know people are all the same. You wanna go where everybody knows your name.
In the UK box office, Bill Murray comedy Groundhog Day had 1 week at number 1 before being knocked off the top by the erotic drama Indecent Proposal, starring Robert Redford, Demi Moore and Woody Harrelson. In the UK singles charts, we had 2 number 1s in the month. First off, the 5 Live EP, featuring tracks from Queen, George Michael and Lisa Stansfield. These were recorded at the Freddie Mercury tribute concert a year before, and all proceeds went to the Mercury Phoenix Trust, the charity set up in honour of Freddie to raise funds to fight HIV/AIDS. The other number 1 of the month was from Swedish outfit Ace of Base, with the classic pop reggae track of All That She Wants. This was chosen by our good friend Katie from the Sound Effects podcast on a recent Oasis podcast episode, where a few patrons and I chose our favourite song each year of the month, Blur releasing their second studio album, Modern Life is Rubbish. This would prove to be a defining moment not only for the band, but also for the burgeoning Britpop scene. Departing from their earlier sound, Blur embraced a distinct Britishness and lyrical introspection that resonated with a generation searching for an authentic voice. This album played a pivotal role in solidifying Blur's position as one of the key figures in the Britpop movement. Modern Life is Rubbish presented a sharp distinction. Songs like For Tomorrow, Chemical World and Sunday Sunday embodied the frustration and longing felt by many in the face of social and cultural changes. These tracks tackled themes of suburban ennui, urban decay and the struggle to find meaning in a rapidly changing society. Through their sharp lyrics and infectious melodies, Blur encapsulated the collective sentiment of their time, giving a voice to a generation range as a band and their willingness to experiment while remaining true to their British roots. Perhaps the game's powerful vocals. The band's swagger and raw talent were on full display, setting them apart from other acts at the time.
I really do believe some things are meant to fucking be. I was standing there with my kid sister Susan. She immediately went, "You should sign these," and I'm like, "Let's hear the second song." And it was like, "I'm signing these." And third song, "I'm definitely signing these."
As the set continued, Oasis intensified their performance with the aggressive Bring It On Down, the anthemic Up in the Sky, and their audacious cover of the Beatles' I'm the Walrus. By the end of the performance, he'd made up his mind. He was certain that Oasis was the band he wanted to sign to Creation Records.
The moment that Alan saw them, he went back to his hotel and he rang us up and said, "I've got the perfect band for you." I'm like, "Oh, I don't believe you." But he kept phoning us every half hour throughout the night.
I think I was saying it initially, like, I've got the band, when I was phoning up people like Johnny Hopkins. And to be honest, it was probably as much Jack Daniels and Coke talking as it was like any kind of form of reality.
When I heard the tape and when I met the band, do you know what I mean? Totally, absolutely 100% sold.
The gig was a pivotal moment in Oasis' career and a significant event in the Britpop movement. McGee's decision to sign Oasis on the spot would set them on a path to become one of the most successful and influential bands of their generation. Outside of Britpop's big two, though, there was more stuff happening in the UK singles chart around this time. Kingmaker were back with 10 Years Asleep, a melodic indie rock gem that perfectly encapsulated the spirit of the times. The track showcased catchy hooks, jangly guitar, and introspective lyrics. 1,000 Yard Stare's version of Me blended indie rock with a touch of shoegaze. The song's dreamy guitar layers and memorable melodies showcased the band's songwriting prowess, representing the alternative sound gaining popularity at the time. Unfortunately, 1,000 Yard Stare would never really have that huge breakthrough, although I did see them a couple of years ago at Speakeasy and they were fantastic.
All of my achievements will be passed down in this family line. Be the first to benefit from a world of wisdom. I'm an authority on everything you'll do and say. You'll make a big proud son. Just take advice from one who knows. I need a version of me.
Dodgy were making waves with the track Lovebird capturing the essence of feel-good Britpop with its infectious energy and catchy chorus. The track was an uplifting blend of pop and rock, featuring buoyant guitar riffs and melodic harmonies. St Etienne were back with double A-side single Hobart Paving and Who Do You Think You Are, the band continuing their great run of singles, Hobart Paving being a much more chilled out ballad and Who Do You Think You Are being a little bit more upbeat, catchy pop tune with Sarah Cracknell's enchanting vocals at the fore. Oxford's Radiohead were back as well with the single Pop Is Dead. The track's driving guitars and Tom York's passionate vocals with the single Blue, the first track to be heard from their upcoming album A Storm in Heaven, which we'll be discussing next time. Blue showcased the band's atmospheric and psychedelic soundscapes, rich with swirling guitars and Richard Ashcroft's haunting vocals. The track demonstrating the Verb's potential for crafting emotive and ethereal music. Also, Suede were back with another single from their #1 album. So Young came out and it's maybe one of their greatest ever songs. It perfectly captured the youthful energy and rebellious spirit that defined the Britpop movement. With its edgy guitars, infectious hooks and Brett Anderson's charismatic vocals, the track solidified Suede's status as one of the prominent bands at the time. Additionally, Slowdive's Outside Your Room EP and In Spiral Carpets 93 as two massive albums are released on the same day. 21st of June sees the release of The Manic's Gold Against the Soul and the Verve's debut A Storm in Heaven. Not a bad